Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soats. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by my lovely co-host here,
Yeah, Karen.
Aaron. And we're going to be discussing what's happening on GH. We're covering the week of February 3rd to February 7th, 2025. Tommy will roll the credits, and we'll get right into it. So it wasn't a crazy week, but I feel like a lot happened, though.
It was not a crazy week. It was a lot of talky and like catching
Yeah.
up some
Right.
characters on other characters' storylines. So it was necessary, but it was a lot of
And we
just
had a lot of characters in different episodes too, so it was a lot. It felt like a lot was going on, but like there were like very little movement, but some,
right.
you know. But I enjoyed it overall. It was very watchable. So let's start with Trina and Kai. Trina wants Curtis to give Kai a pep talk about his condition and give him some encouragement. And Curtis goes in to see Kai and tells him about how he was shot and was paralyzed, and he ended up having a miraculous recovery. So there is hope for him.
Yeah, but he told him in a "you only get what you put into it" kind of way.
Yes.
So it was like an anti-pep talk. It was like
Yeah, you're right. It was kind of an
it
anti-pep
was
talk.
like, this is your life, so live it. And he's like, well,
Yeah.
what if I can never? And he's like, well, what if? It was really good because everybody else has been like rah rah rah, and Curtis was like realistic.
Yeah.
I love Curtis.
Before that, Quinn, Kai's friend, visits, and he is upset about Kai's condition, of course, because he can't play football. And then he just decides to blame everything on Trina, which is not fair. I didn't like that at all. But I felt like there was like more chemistry between Trina and Quinn than Kai and Trina.
You
But
said this, but you texted me this, and all I could think about was how this guy was yelling at this girl
he was yelling at
for telling his friend to learn in school.
right.
I can't believe you made my friend smart.
Me and my
You
friend.
jerk. And I was like, this is so terrible. I hate this.
But Trina let him have it, though. Good for her.
Yeah, Trina wasn't going to stand there and take that. She's like, oh no, forgive me for,
Mm-hmm.
caring about more than football.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was like, you fake fan. And she's like,
All right, so we'll talk about Jordan, Laura, and Isaiah and Sidwell.
yes.
I enjoyed that so much. Laura meets with Jordan, and she is worried about Lucky finding out about Sidwell. Isaiah comes in after Laura leaves, and they are having a drink together. But Isaiah gets called away on a call, and Sidwell appears, and Jordan decides to cozy up to him to get information out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah is not happy to see him at all.
Neither is Lucy.
No, no. Can you? Can we all just get along? Like this guy's really going to do great things for our town, and Isaiah's like, no, he tried to have me killed, and
Isaiah's like, no, this guy, he sucks.
But later, and then I love this. Jordan and Isaiah met at, I guess, the Port Charles Grill. It looked like, and they conjure up a little plan to get the goods on Sidwell. So Jordan's going to be going undercover again, which I really like.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part of the storyline was that Isaiah clocked what Jordan was doing, and he yes-anded her through the scene. And it was funny because she noticed. And when they were at the grill, I think it was the grill. We're both like, I don't know, the grill. That's where everyone seems to be right now, is either at the grill or at Bobby's. But he was like, yeah, I saw what you were doing and I rolled with it. And she's like, I knew that you did that and I appreciate that. So now we got to do clandestine stuff so we can't see each other in public anymore.
Right.
And I was like,
but I'm not staying away from you.
Like, right.
Because I want them. I feel like this is going to be the beginning of them getting together. Their plan against Sidwell. So
I think this is better than the sauna nonsense. Putting them in an adventure is such a better way to make them build a relationship.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I hope for good things.
Not that the sauna scene wasn't fun. It was just a little cliche.
It was a little cliche. So Lucky and Liz, we'll talk about them. They uncovered another patient. I guess it was at Turning Woods that had a cardiac arrest as well. Mm-hmm. And then Laura comes to visit and tells Lucky about Sidwell, and Lucky obviously does not take this very well, and he confides in Liz about what it was like in Somalia. and they get close and they share a dance, and that was really cute. But of course, Rick interrupts.
So Rick's smug face when he realizes that what he interrupted was, I
Yeah,
was living for that. I
it
love
was
Rick.
it was so funny.
I am rooting for Elizabeth and Lucky, but
Yeah.
a little teeny tiny part of me is fine with Rick ruining.
See, I wasn't on board with Lucky and Liz getting back together when Jonathan Jackson first came back. I was kind of like, been there, done that. But now I'm on board because the scenes with the two of them have just been so
They have way too much chemistry. Like, it's really
bad.
resist it. They're very charming together, and
Mhm.
he takes the right tone with her.
Yes.
Like, he treats her like an equal. I think that's the thing, though. Rick also does this, and Rick gives her space and says we're friends. And now that he feels like this thing with Ava isn't going anywhere until they get the case out of the way, I feel
Mhm.
like he's thrown his hat back in the ring. And the funny thing is, they're willing to work together for
Mhm.
Liz, and I love that.
Yes, that was very cool because Liz asked Rick to get some information about Cyrus's parole so they could get him convicted again and back in prison for something, shut him
Where
up.
he belongs.
Yes, I love that. All right, so we'll talk about Brooklyn, Dante, and Lulu for a second, and then we'll circle back to Lulu a little bit later. Lulu reacts pretty well to seeing Brooklyn and Dante in a close hug. She says she doesn't have. She says that Dante doesn't have anything to explain to her because she knows that he just found out that Sam was murdered, and Dante also tells her that he has been suspended and taken off the case, and he's of course very upset about that as well.
I think this is a moment where Lulu really does kind of have
Mhm.
pushed into her face the idea that Dante's not ready for a relationship with anyone, and that she
Mhm.
needs to rebuild her friendship with Dante if she wants to get anywhere later on. And also, she's realizing that even though that's a little selfish thinking, that she can also be there for Dante as a friend, which I think is
Mhm.
the better move for her right
That
now.
is the better move on her part right now because Dante is nowhere near where she is.
He needs so much support right now, and he
Mhm.
lives in the Quartermain mansion, so I don't know what he's getting.
Yeah, and then
Craziness.
yeah, it's a lot for Dante, and I feel bad for him. And he's given a great performance in this
Yes.
storyline. He really is.
Get him that Emmy.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's doing great. Speaking of great performers, we'll talk about Nancy Lee Braun as Alexis. She was great this week as well. Sunny offers Alexis some comfort now that she knows that Sam was murdered, and Sunny says that he is here for her and Christina. Alexis decides it's time to tell Danny about Sam's murder, so she gathers Molly and Christina at her house, and Molly goes to get Danny, and they bring him back, and they talk. Or Alexis tells him essentially that Sam was murdered. The way she broke it was very delicate, and I really thought she did a great job. The performances are great. Danny, of course, reacts, as any kid would, and he did a great job as well.
I think it was also cool that Rocco kind of overheard Dante and Lulu talking about it. So he heard in the wrong way about how Sam was murdered, and Danny heard in the right way about.
Yes,
So we're going to have like the comparison of the reactions for this, because I think it was unfair to tell Danny and not tell Rocco at the same time.
right. I think that Jason and Dante should have handled that because they are his.
Well, I think Dante is a little a little too respectful of Jason's place in that scenario, because like even with Rocco, like he was like, I'll tell him, but really they should have pulled the two sons together and they should have done that all together.
Yeah, that would have been good. I think that would have been a better way to
I
handle
think it was handled really well by Alexis telling Danny,
Yeah.
because Alexis and Danny, like, that's family, that's his grandmother. But at the same time, like, Alexis isn't going to think I should also tell Rocco.
Right. Well, of course not. She's not related to him, so she wouldn't.
I know, but at the same time, these two boys have been living together as brothers for years now.
And Sam was like a mother to Rocco, so
For 4 years.
Yeah, so I think she should have considered that as well, because she loved him like she was her own.
I think she wanted to leave it up to Dante, but I think these parents keep acting like this is 3 separate families when it's one family blended.
Yes.
And it needs to be treated like that. And it's causing issues already because Scout has been pulled from the group. And like, Danny and Rocco have this problem where one's mother was dead or in a coma, and now it's the other one's, and like they still relate to each other like brothers.
Yeah. And so that brings me to Rocco overhearing Chase and Dante discussing about Sam's murder, and Dante's asking for suspects. And Chase reveals that Cyrus Snow is their number one suspect.
That was stupid on Chase's part, by the way.
I agree. I don't think he should have said anything.
I think it was a great friend move, but it was a terrible for your job move. But
I think
also, even as a friend, it's like, are you going to get him in a scenario where he's going to do something like Anna said, like ridiculous? Is he going to go after Cyrus when he's not supposed to?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And ruin the case?
Yeah, I think that was a wrong move on Chase's part. But, I think
leads to his heart. He does not think most of the time, as evidenced by every conversation he's had with Willow in the last month.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's talk about Sasha. Maxie and Sasha meet at the Metro Court, and Maxie tells Sasha that people are saying that Jason is her baby's father, and Sasha says people need to mind their own business. She does not deny this, though. So meanwhile, Carly is flying back to Port Charles with the new Brennan in tow, played by Chris McKenna from One Life to Live, who is not Australian, but that was the only problem with it.
I like Chris McKenna.
Me too. Me too. I like One Life to Live.
I like Chris McKenna too, but he's not. I need continuity. I need him to have an Australian accent.
I feel like I keep saying this, but I want an Australian for an Australian. So if we lose one Australian, I get Jerry Jacks back.
Well, on Bold and the Beautiful, we went from Ron Moss, who is American, to Thorsten Kaye, who is Irish and has a thick Irish
I love
accent.
Thorsten Kaye. Thorsten Kaye is so great. He was on all the ABC soaps.
Yeah, he was. That's all. I just wanted to say that I like Chris McKenna.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need time to give him to warm up into the role because Charles Measure had a different approach. He was very charming and easy with his approach, and now we're seeing McKenna. He's got like kind of a more subtle charm, and I think it's going to take maybe a few weeks for the role to like become his role.
Yeah,
but like we have to understand, Charles wanted to leave the show, so we can't be mad about it.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, we can be mad about it.
I wish him well.
I think he has good chemistry with Laura Wright, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm always open to a recast as long as it, works out. But
sure.
Okay, so Carly has flown back to Port Charles, and she has gifts for the kids. Meanwhile, Drew has snuck into the gatehouse to have a rendezvous with Willow. Gross.
I hate it. He climbed a fence. It's supposed to be romantic. He feels like a stalker.
He is a stalker.
It doesn't feel romantic. It feels like grooming.
It's just gross. So Drew leaves his tie on the couch, and he doesn't notice, and he leaves to go meet with Selena, essentially, which we'll get to in a minute. And Carly has arrived with gifts for the kids from Germany, and she talks to Willow. And what did they talk about? I don't remember.
They talk about Michael's condition and how he woke up for a moment long enough to tell Carly to tell Willow, thank you for like staying with the kids and all.
Yes, that's right.
And they have a little moment where you can see Carly hates her, but is trying for the kids, because I too would hate someone who is cheating on my son. But she's trying to foster a good relationship between them. So when Willow offers to make her tea, because Willow's delusional and thinks everybody can be friends, she goes to make tea, and Carly finds the tie and realizes that this disrespectful hoe was making out or having sex with the affair partner, Drew, in her son's home. Yeah.
So, all right. Meanwhile, we're setting this up at the Metro Court. Thank you, Tommy.
Accurate.
So we'll set this up at the Metro Court. The deception partners are meeting, and Lulu is also there. We have Sasha and Maxie at another table, and then we have Drew meeting with Anna. I forget why he was meeting with Anna, but he was meeting with Anna.
He was talking about the involvement of the police department. He was trying to strong arm Anna into doing what he wanted.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, well, about allocations of funds and stuff. And she's like, I hope you know that the police department uses those funds to like chase criminals and do a good job and with nothing else. So,
So Carly bursts off the elevator, throws Drew's tie to him, and confronts him about being with Willow when he's not supposed to be, when he's banned from the Quatermain property. And everyone is there and overhears this. Tracy's face was amazing. She was, and Lucy was relishing in this gossip. It was such a scene to watch. And
I actually did see that scene, and it was amazing because everybody was just like, "Oh shit!" And they were just like,
you ever see one of those TikToks where it's like the people are shouting and the neighbors are vacuuming the lawn so they can be outside listening? That was what was happening. Yeah, they're ironing the walls.
All right, so then where was I? Drew blurts out that Sasha is pregnant with Jason's child.
Yes, because Carly says that Jason is a better man than Drew, and then Drew goes, "Oh, he's such a better man that he knocked up Sasha."
Yeah,
and Sasha's like,
what the fuck? Why? I love the way she let him have it, though. It was great.
Yo, she rose up from that table and came at him, and I was like, "This is exactly what you deserve. You are throwing other people's business out there." Which is a rumor. Nobody even knows if that's true or not. And they've all just bought into it, obviously, because that's where we're going.
And she does find out that Cody was the one who told Drew. So she's livid at Cody right now.
But she could end this. She could say, it's not him, moron. Right. But she doesn't. Now everybody's absolutely going to take it as fact because, I guess she's thinking like if she denies it, everyone will take it as fact. But it just depends on how you deny it. You just go, why would I sleep with a guy that's double my age and a serial killer? Guys,
yeah,
I got knocked up by some guy at the bar. Grow up, and then like they could just move on with their day. But obviously they're moving this for the storyline to force Sasha and Jason together.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So as a result of this, Tracy wants to go see Willow at the gatehouse and set her straight about boundaries. But Brooklyn says she'll go because she doesn't want, Tracy's going to mess that up and say the wrong thing.
Well, Tracy's already done it. She's already gone to the house and said, "No, Drew, you hoe."
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, but Brooklyn ends up going over there and makes the situation a lot worse because Willow decides to move out because she's tired of people telling her what to do.
She was doing it anyway. She was doing it anyway. There was no way to stop her from eventually doing that because she couldn't see her weird groomer, stalker, boyfriend guy, and she was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
She just needed the excuse. She felt uncomfortable in the house. I feel like that uncomfortability is what we like to call guilt. About what she did to Michael and her disrespectfulness. And now she's in the house where that's her marriage bed that she ruined. So she doesn't feel comfortable being there. And then she's like, all these rules about me not being able to continue to cheat on my husband are so oppressive.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So she goes back to Nina's.
Yeah, she goes back to Nina's.
Which Nina is not happy about.
Not happy about this at all because that means Drew's going to always be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what happens 10 seconds later?
Drew shows up.
There you go.
Of course.
Stop making me like Nina.
I actually don't mind Nina this week. She was great.
I do. I like Nina, actually. I like to hate Nina most of the time, but now I'm on board with her because she and I both hate Drew.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and we'll talk about Lois for a little bit. Before all of this happens, Lois is at the Metrocourt with Brooklyn, who is getting more interested in the child that she gave up for adoption, which is not sitting well with Lois. And she assures her that she can have a child. There's other ways, and like she should just kind of let this go. But so Lois decides that she needs to speak to an attorney, so she goes to see Martin, and we get the reveal that we already knew. Yeah.
Everybody knew it for a month. No one cared about it. Reveal.
Exactly. But that Gio is Brooklyn and Dante's son.
By the way, Lois is perfect in this scene. She does such an incredible job, and it's a shame that we all guessed this so long ago that it's pointless. But she did an incredible job of laying out how she basically made this huge mess.
Yeah, and
Martin's reactions are amazing, by the way.
Yes.
So like, when was this kid born? Like,
when Brooklyn and Dante were in summer camp, when they were in high school.
So when Brooklyn was on in like 2005, she was.
Oh my God, you're not doing real world math, are you?
We're supposed to
You're in a
believe
soap, sir.
that she already had a baby and gave it up at that point.
Yes, it happened before she came to Fort Charles, I believe.
Did they mention it back then, or is this
No.
No, this is retcon for sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember them even knowing each other or going to camp together. Like, I don't remember any of this.
No, it's all the writers just writing history.
Yeah, like they introduced Cody and said that Cody and Dante met at camp, and all of a sudden she also went to this camp and she got knocked up and had a kid, and
all of a sudden she knows Cody, but when she met Cody, she never met him before. So yeah.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about Cody now. So Cody goes to see Selena, and Selena offers him a deal that she will cancel his remaining debt if she plays in a high stakes game for her. Selena, this is where where Drew finds out about Jason being Sasha's baby's daddy.
Right.
Sorry, there's a lot going on this week.
So confusing.
So Cody comes in and he tells Selena he can't do it, like he's trying to be a better person.
Oh, well, he came back because he went and he was considering taking the deal because she kept sweetening the pot. She was giving him cuts. It was a really good deal, and he thought about taking it. But when he walked in that room and he saw that Selena was doing business with Drew, he lost his mind.
He did.
He was like, I don't want it. I don't want you. And then he railed at Drew about what a piece of garbage Drew is, and like that he was corrupt and a scumbag, and now he knows what kind of man he is dealing with a woman like Selena Will. Hello, she can kill you. Yes. She can kill you. 10 seconds from now, she can have you murdered.
Selena will cut your throat.
Right
now, if she wants to.
She would. But anyway, he gets out of that and he blurts out about the Sasha thing, which he just made up in his head because he saw a cute moment between them, and now he's insane. But he left. I'm glad that happened because I did not want him to get wrapped back up with Selena Wu. So I'm grateful that Drew was there. It's a sentence I won't say very often. And saved Cody from himself.
Yes.
Great performance from Cameron this week. I have to say, I love to hate him.
But Drew is aligning with Selena. He's interested in the Savoy. So I think this is getting some kind of revenge.
He's going after Curtis.
Yeah, he's going after Curtis. So, and Selena also knows, she was trying to get control of the Savoy herself back in the day. So, so hopefully something will come into play with that because that kind of interests me a little bit.
Oh, I'm always interested when Selena shows up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we'll talk about Jocelyn. Jocelyn snuck into Cyrus's apartment.
Her hair looks different. Did she get her hair done?
She might have. It
looks like, I don't know, like the shape of it was, I don't know. She looked cute.
Yeah, she always looks good. She sneaks into Cyrus' apartment. She looks around trying to find anything to use against him. And she opens the Bible, and there is a verse that Cyrus has bookmarked, and
a flower.
And it's a flower, yeah.
It looks like a dried chrysanthemum. I'm not too sure. It was a really wilted little flower.
Yeah. So she hears somebody coming, and it's just the super, but she puts the bookmark back in correctly.
Well, she drops the Bible.
Oh, she did drop it.
She dropped it, and the flower fell out. So she opened the book and put the flower in a random page and closed the book, which he's going to notice. So then she puts the book back and she leaves and she's like, I didn't find anything. I'm like, you did. You just don't know what it is or what it means yet.
Right. But Cyrus has clearly found this. He opens the Bible right away when he gets back. He knows somebody's been in there. So that, yeah.
Scary.
It was scary, yeah. Cyrus is definitely realizing that the walls are circling around him. So hold on to him. So it's going to be interesting to see what develops with that. All right, so let's talk about, since we're talking about Cyrus, let's talk about his confrontation with Brad. I really enjoyed that.
Can we talk about Brad like throughout the entire week being like this bright spot of comedic joy?
He was in this week.
Between going to his trainers and having funny conversations about how hot he was getting with Lucas and Stella, to being given the shovel speech by Curtis to confronting Cyrus. Brad was everywhere at the hospital this week.
Yeah, and the scenes with Portia were great. Can I leave early? And she's just like, Brad, people are gonna start getting suspicious if you keep asking for favors.
Harry Shen has he has such great comedic timing. It's
Oh
like
my
he
God.
could be really pathetic and snively, like a snively little character, but instead you kind of root for him when he does these little shady things. You're just like, look at him getting one over on his administrator. Go Brad.
Marley was not happy to see a close moment between Lucas and Brad, which and she's correct though. She's like, don't get taken back in with him, and he's like, well,
Oh please,
you and Brennan. Don't get him.
Yeah, Lucas is like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Very good brother sister chemistry going on.
Sister moments now, they're great. They're so fun. But yeah, Brad was a joy this week. Loved it. Loved everything he said to Cyrus. Like
he was like, "Get out! Nobody wants you here."
Yeah, no security. Like,
yeah,
it was great.
Cyrus was like, "It's a public place, and I can be here." And he was like, "You make everybody uncomfortable, and you got to go." And he's like, "No, I don't need to do anything." And they're like, "I'll call security. I don't care." He wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so. We're talking about Lucas. So Lucas welcomes Liz back to GH. She's been reinstated as a nurse, which is great. And
except they owe her a huge apology, and she only gets kind of a lame one,
a half-assed apology.
Yeah. Sorry, we thought you were a serial killer. Have some free bagels.
And I don't know, Liz. I don't know if I were Liz, I kind of would have laid into Portia. I'd be like, "What is wrong with you? Like, why would you treat me like that? I'm your friend."
No, because I think in Liz's mind, she realizes she's not friends with Portia. Portia's just the boss. And I think you'll probably see that going forward, that she might, while she'll maintain her relationship with Terry, Dr. Randolph, she won't have as close of a relationship with Portia because Portia basically had the hospital and the hospital's lawyers throw Liz under the bus.
Yeah.
And they had very little evidence because they never checked the cameras. They never checked the medical logs. What evidence did they do? What research did they do? Nothing.
There's no basis for their accusations.
Just times.
Yeah, just that she was on duty. That's it.
But no actual investigation into it. They were like, you're the head nurse, so you're responsible for everything. Well, listen, what if the head nurse went to lunch or had to go to the bathroom? When were these people killed?
Exactly. So also, Lucas apologized to Willow, which he didn't. I felt like he didn't need to, but
no, he was justified. He had no reason to apologize to her.
I agree. Like he didn't need to apologize, but
he just felt guilty.
Yeah, he felt guilty, and Willow definitely appreciated it. But like Lucas, you don't need to apologize. Willow's a skank. Sorry.
I think he did it as a way to maintain relationships with the kids. For Carly, I don't think it had anything to do with him because he does think she is scum.
Yeah, and
so do I.
Yeah.
But I do like her way more now because she's so much more interesting.
Yeah, she is a lot more interesting than, being sick all the time and we're just waiting around for her to die or not die.
Yeah, it took way too long for her to recover. And I know that's how it is in real life, but this is a soap. And Lulu walked 2 days after surgery. So get a grip, Willow.
Yes.
Cancer can't keep you down. Having a baby while having cancer, that's a snap. They remove your organs, they put other people's organs in, and you can walk.
Right.
And fly to Prague.
All right, so we'll talk about our favorite person, Natalia, for a second. So Natalia and Sunny.
Boo!
Well, there was an important development, so we do need to talk.
Okay, fine.
That's sorry. I know neither one of us likes her, but it's okay. So Natalia and Sunny are in LA. Sunny sees the doctor about his heart condition, and it turns out that one of Sid Meier's Glenn has been following Natalia. We don't know why. I think he knows Natalia previously, and that might be why he's after Sunny, or one of the reasons why he's after Sunny. I'm not sure.
Well, he's after Sunny because of the diamonds and Holly, but he was following her for some other reason. I think we heard before that she might be related to somebody in another mafia family, so maybe that's about to start paying off.
Yeah, and I actually wouldn't mind that development. It'd make her a little more interesting.
Give her something to do other than stand around being annoying.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that scene with Lulu at, I was gonna say Kelly, but I mean Bobby.
Bobby's.
Bobby's with Lulu and Cyrus was very chilling, and the acting was fantastic. Cyrus and Lulu get into a confrontation, and Lulu confronts him about when she woke up from her coma, and she overheard him like trying to take over her care and everything. And Cyrus is like, "Well, you don't even know what that did for you." And so we know now that he killed Sam because to give Lulu the path to Dante.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That sounds like a good train of thought for a crazy man. So I'm not against it. But she also did this great thing where she's like, you're violating your restraining order. And she goes to call the police and he does a vanishing act. And it was really cool.
Oh, yeah. It was very cool. It was a great scene all around.
Yeah, all around.
It was a really good scene. So, all right. We'll talk about Nina and Carly now. Okay. I love this scene a lot.
Deal with the devil time.
Yeah. So Nina calls Carly because she wants her to help her break up with Drew. And
because Drew showed up on her doorstep and started threatening that he was going to take Willow and the kids to his new house where he would control her forever. And Nina read right between the lines on that one and was terrified. So she called Carly, who hates her. They hate each other. This is not a drill. They hate each other.
Oh, they definitely hate.
And they have good reasons for hating each other. Like it's not a little argument; it's a big argument.
Yes, but I also love that Nina recognized that what she did to Carly is the same thing that Willow did to Michael. So that was, very adult of Nina.
I don't know if she really, really realized that, or if she thought this was a good angle to get Carly to do what she wanted. And I don't know.
I'm giving Nina too much credit.
I gotta tell you though, Cynthia Watros killed it because the tone in her voice, the way she was very much like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this for my daughter, is like has been her like driving force.
Yeah.
And like then to call Carly, who will do anything for Michael so that they can join forces for the kids, is like she had to swallow so much to do that. And Cynthia Watros played it perfectly.
It was a great scene. Carly was very reluctant at first, but I think did she agree? I don't remember.
Well, they met.
They met
to talk about it. Yeah, because she's kind of like, I think I'm about to agree to work with Nina. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Talk me out of this.
I'm about to make another bad decision.
Oh man, if only
Carly.
Decisions, then we wouldn't have a show, right?
Right. But all of Carly's decisions are bad and have been for 30 years now.
Right. Exactly.
That's why she's fun.
All right. Is there anything I missed or anyone else you want to talk about?
I did really like Curtis this week, even though he's kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah.
His conversation with Brad, like we said, was just entertaining only because he's trying to protect his wife, but has no idea what his wife did to deserve the scenario with Brad.
Yeah.
And Brad's reaction to it, like he was like, I would never do anything. And he's like, are we cool? Like, because he had no idea why he was getting this shovel talk. And it was just very funny to watch him go through the stages of, is this guy going to beat me up?
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. I liked how Lucas spent the entire week trying to convince Carly she is making poor decisions while he also makes poor decisions. So I love that. It's very like a perfect family moment for me. I'm starting to really enjoy Lucas, Carly, and Jocelyn as like a full family. Like I think they're super fun.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't make up for missing Bobby. Like Jackie Zeman really would have made this a lot more fun. But I do like that they're pulling together and they're more like a full family. And that like connects a lot of them because like Lucas has a better relationship with the Spencers than Carly does. So that kind of like pulls everybody a little closer together.
Yeah, Lucas.
I like him.
Lucas is the glue that holds everyone together now.
And he's a bridge. Like I think they're kind of turning Carly and him into like the Luke Bobby relationship where they have each other's backs because
that's perfect. You said it very well. That's perfect. I love it.
But yeah, no, it was an interesting week. And I liked Selena Wu's like very calm reaction to everybody screaming and yelling in front of her is just to be like, when's this going to be over so I can go back to murdering people and gambling?
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad she's back. It's going to be fun. I hope they have a lot in store for her.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So we are going to head over to Patreon, and we have a clip of the week to watch. Karen and I are going to discuss some speculation. So it should be fun.
Everyone's aliens.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so the clip of the week nominees this week are Metro Court Madness. If you know, you know. Alexis tells Danny the truth about Sam's death, and Cyrus and Lulu's confrontation at Bobby's. So come and join us and find out who won. And we will see you next time.